Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So today what I want to do is take apart this Tassimo machine. Found it on garbage day and unfortunately it doesn't work. And if you're like me, you love coffee. You probably have a machine like this in your home or a Keurig. And the nice thing about a coffee maker is any type of maker that is able to produce hot water is going to have a type of heating element. It's going to have a nice copper bearing motor inside. There's going to be a nice copper cord and other metals. So before I throw this in the landfill, I want to make sure I get those metals. There is, however, unfortunately, a lot of plastic, and here in Ontario, Canada, we do not have the means in our municipality to further process the plastic. So unfortunately, it is going to go to the landfill, but being able to reduce the amount of material going to the landfill is definitely a bonus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to get at the goodies, how to separate them properly, how to maximize your profit, and most importantly, how to divert as much of this away from the landfill as possible. So here we go. The first thing, the cup. Some people will sell parts online. Just found out, sadly, that Tassimo has discontinued their model, which makes me disappointed because I love my Tassimo machine. But because this cup reservoir holder is really damaged and scratched up, I'm not going to sell it. Unfortunately, this is plastic. The top here is a metallic look. If I put a magnet to it, it is magnetic. So I am actually just going to throw this into my steel pile as is. Scrap yards, because of the price of steel, they don't care if there's a little bit of plastic on here. They will just take it off themselves when they process it. So I'm going to leave this as is, put it in my steel pile. This is garbage. And I mean, I guess some people could find another use of this. You can put it as a screw holder or a cup holder or something. Creative crafts. In order to get at the motor underneath, I did have to remove the screws. So I'm just going to pop that off to show you what's inside. There is a nice little heating element here. There's some wire, low-grade wire. There's a circuit board there. And in order to get at all of it, it is kind of messy, so you do want to make sure you have safety glasses on. And the plastic could be a little sharp, so I do want to make sure I do wear gloves as well. I'm just going to go ahead first and cut my appliance cord. This appliance cord in Canada is about $1 a pound. It's not quite a pound, but it definitely is getting close. It also has some coated brass prongs. Some people leave those on there for the weight. Some people take those off there and put them into their coated brass bucket, so keep it separate. There's really not a difference in price. I do take them off because they're very easy to do, but a really nice appliance cord. There is also some lower grade wire, which I'm going to cut right now just to show you. So this lower grade wire, this is different than the appliance wire. This in Canada is about 20 cents a pound. You want to make sure you separate this from your appliance wire, because if I was to bring it all in at once together, I would get the low price. So you're losing out on 80 cents a pound with the bigger stuff. So make sure you keep this separate. This also has a really nice coated brass prong on there, so I actually do cut that off as well, put this into my brass, because I'm going to get more in the long run from my brass than I would for low-grade wire. So low-grade wire. In order to get at this, as I said, I'm just going to rip the rest of this open. Okay, so some plastic. Okay, there is, on the button here, a silver contact box, which is right here, and I'm just going to hit that out with a pair of pliers. It should actually just fold out. There we go. And the nice thing about these type of boxes is there's going to be a silver contact inside. I do have to break it down further. You probably just see on the top piece of that box, there's a little dot there. That dot is actually silver. So these are silver contact boxes. Just to show you a bigger one, this is a different example. And what I do with these is I actually cut these off, I put them into a little vial, and one day, hopefully I'll hit it with some nitric acid and you know, make myself a silver bullion. So there is a little bit of silver in there. There is also a little bit of brass prongs, and there's a nice clean gold brass prong. So I want to make sure I separate that from the plastic. So that's good. Okay, the rest of this is plastic, unfortunately, garbage. Okay, so this circuit board does have a little bit, right on the tip here, a little bit of gold. Not much, but a little bit. There is right there a little copper spool that I will take off. It also has a nice aluminum heat sink right there. I am going to have an upcoming video talking about aluminum heat sinks and how nice those are to gather up and how much benefit they are to put it into your aluminum pile. So when that comes out, go check that out. But the nice thing about circuit boards is, and you want to check with your municipality and your scrapyard, there are 3 different categories. There's lower grade, medium grade, higher grade, and it all depends on what materials are on this. Since there is a little bit of gold on here, this is going to be more of a higher grade. They're not greatly priced. You're not going to make much money, but definitely it is good to be able to sort those. Unfortunately, my scrapyard takes them all together, and I just get one price, so you want to check with your scrapyard first. I do take the little pieces of copper off there, even though that is so small. I add that up, I put it into a bag, and as you can see here, here's a bag just full of little pieces of copper. It does add up, and this would be number 2 copper. Right now it's about $2.85 a pound, so worth your time to separate it, like I said, and just store it up. But if you don't have that time, the circuit boards are priced per pound. Okay, so a circuit board. Okay, I'm just gonna pull these out. Okay, so there, right here, is my heating element. There are a lot of cords that go with it. Okay, so this is the heating element. This is going to be cast aluminum. If I put a magnet to it though, cast aluminum is not magnetic, but you'll notice there are spots where, especially where the prongs hit, so right here, it is magnetic. It is very difficult to get the steel wire that goes through that. So what I do is I actually just put this into my dirty aluminum bin, and I will get dirty aluminum price. There are a couple really nice right here brass prongs that I do want to pull off, and very easy to do. Just take a pair of pliers and they'll actually just come right off like that. I cut them off. I'll separate the low grade wire and I'll put that into my low grade wire. This box is going to have a little bit of copper in it. And the nice thing finally, right here, there might be some water in there, so just be careful on that. Right here is a small copper bearing motor. There is plastic on here. It would be difficult to get all the plastic off. I don't like doing it because once I use a grinder, the plastic actually melts. You could try using a hammer, and I'm going to do that right now for this video. If it doesn't break open, you can actually leave this as is. There is a separate category for copper bearing motors at a scrapyard. It's about 10 cents a pound Canadian, and you know, they obviously pay you per weight. They add up. I put them into a bin. But I am going to just try, for the sake of this video, see if I can break it open with a hammer. Sometimes you can break the plastic off. Okay, so first thing, I want to get this out of here. Alright, so it is held in there pretty nicely, pretty tight, but they're easy to get. There we go. Okay, so there's your piece right there. And as you can see inside of it, there is a hole. The pipe will go through that. There is some metal on here. This is going to go into my steel pile. The copper is actually wound around that. Some brass there. So I'm going to just try it. Okay, so it can come out. It will come out slowly. I don't think it's worth my time to do, but I definitely want to get these brass prongs off. And like I said, I'm just going to throw this into my copper bearing motor pile. It's about half a pound, so it definitely adds up. Okay, there's a couple other pieces of steel. This came from the nozzle. Okay, there is also a small little pump right here as well that I'm going to get, some brass. And all I'm going to do is just take that out, just break that plastic. And other than that, that's it. There is nothing else in this thing. The rest of this is going to be plastic. But again, it took me 10 minutes to take apart. I definitely got some aluminum, a nice circuit board. I got a dirty aluminum heat element. I got some silver contacts from the box, the switch. I've got some steel. I've got a nice power cord with some brass on it. And I have some lower grade copper wire as well. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Tin Man out.